I recently discovered a series on HBO Max, or whatever it's called at the moment, called Coming from America. It profiles African American families moving from the United States to Africa. After watching the first episode, I immediately went on YouTube to try to find a review of it. I wanted to see what other people were saying about this, but I couldn't find any. That suggested maybe not too many people even know about the show. So I decided I'm going to recap it myself. The first family we are introduced to is the Kelly family. There's Gerald, the father, mother Lamara, grown son Isaiah, didn't quite get his age, 15-year-old son Joshua, and 8-year-old Hunter. They're relocating from New York, New York to Accra, Ghana. Now, this is a blended family. Gerald has 4 kids, Lamara has 3, and together they have 1, Hunter. Only 3 of their 8 children are actually going, with the others either otherwise occupied or
They just didn't want to go.
Hunter doesn't actually want to go either.
I'm trying to stay here. I have no choice. They about to just take me there.
Gerald is a stand-up comedian, and man, does he want you to know it. It seems like every time the camera is on him, he's one of those guys that's just on all the time.
All this is makeup.
No, it's not.
Hair products.
That's not necessarily a good thing. Anyway, Gerald has created a comedy act with himself and his sons, the Father and Sons Comedy Tour, he calls it. As a matter of fact, Gerald and Hunter appeared on America's Got Talent in 2021, competing against each other. Hunter was 7 at the time. He's 8 on this show, so I guess this episode was filmed a couple of years ago. Now, Gerald says they haven't broken through to the next level of comedic success, so they're looking to become the kings and princes of comedy in Ghana instead. Next, we're introduced to the Smiley family. They're from Beacon, New York, that's upstate, and they're moving to Lusaka, Zambia. There's Elaine, the mother, Gabe, the dad, their son William, and the daughter.
I'm River.
The kids don't get a whole lot of screen time here, so we don't really get to know them. Elaine says that she wants her children to experience growing up without being labeled as just a brown-skinned kid. And Gabe wants his children to have an international viewpoint, with a perspective that's not just limited to America. Gabe works as a college counselor at a private school, and he was able to obtain employment on a 2-year contract as a career counselor at the Lusaka International Community School, where his kids will also be attending. When the subject of Gabe's parents comes up, Elaine has a bit of a chip on her shoulder.
They're gonna blame his black wife. That's what they're gonna say. Oh, she took him and gone to Africa.
She doesn't seem to have the best relationship with her mother-in-law, but she tries to be diplomatic when describing it.
And what about Carol?
She's a good talker. You know, like any mother-in-law, it can be challenging.
Now we're back to the Kelly family, where 2 other comedians who happen to be from Ghana are letting the boys know that they should expect some changes to their lifestyle.
Bro, you are not going to Africa to live like you live here. You are going to Africa to be African.
They also tell Gerald that the comedy opportunities are huge in Ghana. At first I thought they might just be trying to thin the competition in New York. But then these comedians from Ghana tell Gerald that in Ghana, they like physical comedy and drag performances. So I'm not sure how to take this. Are they setting him up? Now, it's at this point that we find out a little tidbit about Gerald and Lamara.
You still with the wife? I thought y'all was divorced.
Dude, we're not divorced. We just recently separated.
Gerald hopes that living in Ghana will bring them closer together, while Lamara.
We have a lot of things that we're working on. I'm hoping to reignite some purpose in my life.
Next, we meet our third family, the Davis family. They are Julia Javon, the mother, 15-year-old sons Jordan and Trevor, 24-year-old son Dion, and daughter Joni Ayer. The Davis family is relocating from Los Angeles to Accra, Ghana. Julia is a makeup artist. Oh, excuse me.
I'm an Emmy Award-winning makeup artist. I'm also an intuitive spiritual healer.
Julia currently homeschools her kids and will continue to do so in Ghana. But based on her math skills,
Who we are. 96% African and 20% Ghanaian.
I'm not sure that's the move. Julia wants to open a wellness center in Ghana, but she also has a secondary agenda.
I am interested in possibly opening up the door for dating, and I've been celibate for 3 years. And now your girl is about to open up herself to one of them kings out there.
To that end, her friend Lanice is ready to hook her up even before Julia has left the States.
I do have a friend out there. He's nice, Julia. He's single and ready to mingle.
Back to upstate New York we go, and we're starting to see the differences between Gabe's dad and his mom.
I have much more of a connection with Gary. He's very easy and chill.
They need to acknowledge also how this impacts other people. They're very happy with the choice they made.
And as far as potential visits go,
I am not flying.
I don't think my family will visit us.
I love them, but the answer is no.
now that we've met the three families, it's time to board their respective flights and go to Africa. Once the Kellys touch down, thanks to Lamara having the foresight to hire an expat service, they're greeted with a flourish. Gerald, on the other hand, is not the best prepared person for this experience. He starts off by bowing to everybody he meets, even though
that's actually not a customary thing to do in Africa.
Are you kidding me?
Immediately, the families are awestruck by how many people they see with melanin.
Look at our beautiful people.
Oh my God, yeah, Queen.
You guys noticing the ads? Everybody's black.
And right after that, Gerald shows his American again.
What's the Wi-Fi, man? Who do we need to talk to for the Wi-Fi?
I don't know. It seems like this is the kind of thing that they could have researched before getting there instead of just acting like a tourist. Gerald then says something I found a bit curious.
We're here on business. We're comedians.
Now, I thought that this was the big permanent move, but Gerald makes it sound like this is just a work trip.
Wow, comedy.
And Tony from the expat tour service basically tells Gerald, good luck with that, bruh.
That would be out of my area of expertise. However, I'm Tony Jones.
Yep.
Maybe we can plug something and get you to work.
They're waiting for the Kellys, baby. And we're on our way, damn it.
Really, Gerald? All of Ghana is waiting? You know, I'm starting to think that Gerald has irrationally inflated expectations. I guess he really got gassed up with that drumbeat welcome at the airport. The families make it to their respective homes, starting with the Davis family. Now, these houses are pretty nice and very spacious. I wish we would have been given some details as to how much the rent is. I'm assuming these are rentals. The Kellys arrive to an equally spacious house, and Gerald immediately demonstrates his usefulness as he notices the fridge is not operating.
Hey, I'm Lamara.
It's Lamara to the rescue, who figures out the outlet situation and problem solved.
Teamwork.
Really, Gerald? What part of the team were you? You yelled Lamara, and that was it. Not to worry, though, as Gerald soon demonstrates his master exterminator skills as he deals with a lizard on the wall by patting the wall, then talking baby talk.
You're missing my point. I'm not sleeping in this.
Then poor Hunter finds out exactly where he is in the pecking order. The Smileys are setting up their house, and I can't tell if they're happy or disappointed about Lusaka, Zambia.
And if I were to describe Lusaka to somebody, I would say it's way more modern than you would expect.
It's not what America showed me that this was going to be. Seems like you're in a suburban town, like you could be in Arizona.
But it is clear that Gabe is quickly feeling like a minority.
There's not that many white people on the street. Like, there's tons of white people that live here, but you very rarely see them walking around.
While Elaine also has some adjustments of her own to make.
And the refrigerator is ridiculously small.
You gotta go back out and constantly buy food. Don't say left or right. It's just gonna throw me off. Use your hands and say left, right. There's no reason to laugh. I don't wanna die, so I really feel like it's best that I don't drive here.
Back to Julia, who is researching her business endeavors by checking out the competition. Suffice it to say, she is not overly impressed.
Something was missing. It just needed a little bit more of a umph and more knowledge.
Julia gets a half-assed massage, then leaves, confident that she will soon corner the health and wellness market in Ghana. It's back to the Kellys, who are doing some grocery shopping, which, once again, is a task that seems too big for Gerald.
Man, I don't know what the hell is in this store.
It's written in English.
$37 for some eggs?
No, Gerald, it's a conversion.
Yeah, this is hot milk. I don't want no hot milk.
Hot milk.
Hey, look at this. I don't even understand what this is.
The people working at the grocery store don't seem too impressed with Gerald.
A lot of Americans come to shop here. And are they confused when they shop? Not really. Only this family were very confused.
And Lamara gets a reminder that she is not, in fact, still in America.
I don't see Lay's, I don't see nothing. I just don't see the brands that the kids eat.
To close out this episode and set up episode 2, we go back to the Smileys, where Gabe has a bit of news for Elaine.
I spoke to my mom.
Okay.
And she's coming the day after tomorrow.
You're right. No.
No, seriously.
Hey, Gabe, what happened to...
I don't think my family will visit us.
She's not staying here.
And that is the end of episode 1. I'm interested and I want to see a little more, so I'll probably post at least a few more of these videos. I'm curious to see where this goes. So come back and watch with me.